Good morning, class. Let us continue with the chapter. So, in the last class, we have discussed up till the story of paper. We have two more topics by which we will come to the end of this chapter. One is script and books for the blind, and the other one literacy and progress. All right, let us start with script and books for the blind. Long ago, there was a system of engraving letters on blocks of wood so that blind people could read them. A blind person can read with his fingers. In 1829, a man called Louis Braille, who was blind himself and was a teacher of the blind, developed a system that could help the blind to read and write. Underline that. Who developed the system when 1829? Louis Braille. He himself was blind and also a teacher of the blind. The Braille system consists of raised dots. The Braille alphabet consists of different arrangement of dots. It has helped many blind people to enjoy the pleasure of reading and writing. Alright. So basically, those people who can see, who are not blind, for us we can see the alphabets, the letters, and we can read them so easily. But imagine a person for whom the entire world is dark, who cannot see anything. In that case, if they want to read, the only thing that they have or the way is to feel it, to feel the letters. So now, for example, if you look at the books which is in front of you, those letters which are being printed in the paper, if you try to touch and feel them, you don't feel them basically. It's very much plain in surface, smooth, you can say that. But for the blind people, just imagine that the very same book, the very same writing which is in front of you, but those are little raised, okay, from the usual plain surface of the paper, and it is in the form of dots, so that by filling those dots you can figure it out that what is being written out there. So that's called the Braille system, that which was invented by Louis Braille in 1829. But in the earlier system, now we have these raised dots in the plain sheet of paper or in a book that we have in front of us. But earlier days, the same thing, this it was done on blocks of wood. The engraving of letters was done on blocks of wood, wooden block. Next we have literacy and progress. The first sentence of this topic means a lot. Literacy is the key to knowledge. Underline that. Literacy is the key to knowledge. And I would add something more to this. Knowledge, along with understanding, you can say, is the key to success. Now, what is success? Class 5. What is success? Now see, different people have got different goals in life. So once you achieve that particular goal, that aim, for you, for every individual, the meaning of success differs from one individual to another individual. But here I'm not talking about success. Here what I'm talking about is literacy. So in order to achieve your goal, in order to achieve your aim, the main key point is literacy, because without it you won't acquire knowledge, and without knowledge, nothing. So the country's progress and development in any field depends upon the level of literacy and education of its people, like the way I told you now. Underline that as well. The country's progress and development in any field depends upon the level of literacy and education of its people. In our country, a large number of people are still illiterate. Very true. See, I would repeat this line. In our country, a large number of people are still illiterate, and this is the main reason for our country's poverty and backwardness. In fact, something addition to this I would explain that poverty means, in simple language, if I tell you, it's very poor, means unable to even fulfill the basic requirements of life. the basic necessities of life. That's called poverty. But yes, backwardness. I would say that this being illiterate, being uneducated is the main reason of backwardness. Just people, if you are materialistically sound, if you are financially sound, does not mean that a kind of that you can call yourself the so-called educated, or at the same time this possessing things does not make you an educated person. No, it is the knowledge, it is the education which really makes you a person of character in the society, a person of value. And in fact, without education, without literacy, you will be considered as the most backward person of the society. And that is the reason that our country is still in poverty. It is still considered as one of the developing countries. It is not yet developed. So everything is connected with literacy, education. The government has taken several steps to remove poverty by promoting literacy and education. In the modern world, we have e-books, digital books, mobile newspaper. So these are all actually the latest form of knowledge transfer. They use audio and visual content to communicate. New gadgets such as iPad, mobile phone, Kindle, etc. are the devices that deliver information and knowledge. So see, different mode of transferring knowledge, so that knowledge can be made available to everyone. It can be made available to every corner of our country, every corner of the society. Because as I told you, if you can educate yourself, you can educate the whole society, you can educate the whole country, and that is how you develop. Anything else we missed out? No. So with this we come to the end of this chapter, that is the world of growing knowledge. Okay, let us just have a small recap of the overall chapter that we had discussed. Point number 1, the earliest writing used by different people were mainly pictorial. Number 2, the concept of zero was born in India. The international numerals are based on the Indian numeral system. Next, in the olden days, books were written and compiled by hand. Johannes Gutenberg, a German printer, made the first printing press. The Egyptians were the first to make paper-like material from papyrus. Louis Braille developed a script for the blind. Literacy is the key to knowledge. If you look at the exercise, we are almost done with, yes, just few questions are left, which were from these which are from these two topics. So that is from question number A, 3, 5, 6, question number B, 1, 4, only 1 and 4, question number C, 3 and 4, true or false, everything is done. Match the column, question number 4, and question number F, from F only number 3. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in total, including fill in the blanks, match the following and everything, just 8 questions for the day. That's your assignment. And once you are done with all the assignment, and after I jot down the record, I'll be sharing the answers for the whole of the exercise. Alright? Okay, so in the next class we will be discussing a new chapter, but please go through the chapter whatever has been discussed today, and do not forget your assignment. See you in the next class. Until then, take care. God bless you.